Chapter 3. The house settled into silence as the hours crept past midnight. Laura waited until she heard her parents retire to their bedroom, heard the distant sound of doors closing and locks turning. She waited until the servants had finished their nightly routines and retreated to their quarters in the attic. She waited until the only sound was the gentle tick of the grandfather clock in the hallway and the whisper of wind against the windows. Then she lit a single candle. The flame sputtered to life, casting dancing shadows across her room. Laura's hands shook as she retrieved the newspaper clipping from beneath her pillow, smoothing it out on her writing desk. The paper was creased from being pressed between pillow and mattress, but the words were still clear. Lawyer in New Mexico Territory seeks suitable wife. She pulled out a sheet of her personal stationery, thick cream paper embossed with her initials in pale blue, and dipped her pen in the inkwell. The nib scratched softly as she touched it to paper, and a small blot of ink spread like a dark flower. Her hand trembled so badly that the first few letters were nearly illegible. She stopped, took a deep breath, and tried again. Dear Mr. Silverstone, I am writing in response to your advertisement seeking a wife. Though I confess this is the first such letter I have ever written, I hope you will consider my qualifications and find them suitable to your needs. I am 18 years of age, of good health and sound constitution. I have been educated in the finest schools available to young ladies in Virginia and am proficient in literature, history, geography, and mathematics. My penmanship is clear, and I have been trained in bookkeeping and household accounts by my mother, who manages a large estate. I come from a family of some standing and have been raised with the manners and refinement appropriate to managing a gentleman's household. I am capable of directing servants, planning menus, organizing social functions, and maintaining proper accounts. I am told I have a pleasant disposition and am not given to hysteria or vapors. As to my reasons for responding to your advertisement, I long for adventure and a new beginning. The society in which I have been raised feels constraining, and I yearn to see more of this vast country we call home. The territory of New Mexico has captured my imagination, and the opportunity to build a life there, to be part of something new and vital rather than simply maintaining old traditions, appeals to me greatly. I understand that a mail-order arrangement may seem unconventional, particularly for a woman of my background. However, I believe that the frontier requires a different kind of courage than that demanded by society ballrooms. I am willing to leave behind comfort and familiarity for the chance at a partnership built on mutual respect and shared purpose. I am enclosing a photograph so that you may see I am not uncomely. I have been told I am pleasant to look upon, though I leave such judgments to you. Should you find my qualifications acceptable, I would be pleased to correspond further and discuss the practical arrangements of such a union. I understand that New Mexico is far from Virginia and that the life there will be vastly different from what I have known. I am prepared for this change and eager to embrace it. I await your reply with great interest. Most sincerely, Miss Laura Ashworth, daughter of Senator Edmund Ashworth of Virginia. She set down the pen and crossed to her wardrobe, where she kept her small collection of photographs in a leather album. Most were stiff, formal portraits, herself in white dresses, posed in the parlor or garden. But there was one taken last summer during a rare trip to the Virginia shore. In it, she stood on the beach with the ocean behind her, the wind catching her hair and pulling it free from its pins. The photographer had caught her mid-motion, and unlike her other portraits, this one seemed alive, real. She slid the photograph from the album, studying it in the candlelight. The ocean behind her was a blur of gray and white, the sand pale beneath her feet.
Her dress, a simple white cotton frock, was rumpled from the wind, and there were even a few grains of sand visible on the hem. She wrote her address at the bottom of the letter, then sat back and read the letter through 3 times. With each reading, her heart beat faster, and yet the terror she felt was mixed with hope. She folded the letter carefully, slipped it into an envelope along with the photograph, and sealed it with a drop of red wax. Her hands had stopped shaking now, replaced by a strange, giddy certainty. In the morning, she would find a way to post it without her parents' knowledge. Perhaps she could convince Betsy to mail it for her, or slip it into the outgoing post herself when no one was watching. The details didn't matter. What mattered was that she had done it. Laura blew out the candle and sat in the darkness, the sealed envelope pressed against her chest. Outside, the moon had climbed higher in the sky, and the Potomac flowed steadily toward the sea, carrying with it the promise of journeys to unknown shores.